Good morning, everybody.
Greetings and salutations. Just woke up.
Yeah, like literally.
Look at my flow. But I am rocking the stash. You can still get your vote out there. Support Tony and his cause.
Right now I'm winning.
Not by much.
But I'm winning.
Not by much.
So, there you go.
Your mother said she liked it the other way. So,
I can't
you're
believe
in
that.
trouble. You're in trouble. Your sister and your mother are against you. And I love it.
We have to have a talk, ladies. I don't understand that. So, we are the trustees. I'm Chris.
And I'm Tony.
This is So. So, this morning, we thought we'd talk to you guys a little bit about one of Tony's passions. And that is genealogy, right?
Right.
He's
Ancestry.
He's been on Ancestry.com for years, studying our lines, and there's a couple things you can do. He watches Who Are We, or Who We Were. What's that show called?
Why do you put me on the spot all the time?
Well, I'm just saying.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
That's insignificant. It's just dramatization of what we're doing.
Yeah, with celebrities and whatever, but he watches that. We are also part of the Germans of Russia.
Germans of Russia and North Dakota establishment. It's the Prairie something or another.
Both
of our families came from Germany and Western Germany, from the Baden, or in what is now France, used to be Germany, in Strasbourg. Which is a beautiful town, but they moved to Ukraine for 50 to 100 years before World War I started, and that kind of pushed, if you didn't want to be in the Russian army and fight for their war, it kind of pushed them to move on, which most of them went to America. So that's why there's so many in this region. So both of our families kind of went through that history. So we kind of got German families who lived in Ukraine, and so there's that question, is there any of that Russian, Ukrainian blood in you? And that kind of gets the curiosities going.
And my grandma and my uncle were, they had been exploring our heritage. Unfortunately, they are both gone, and it was kind of before Tony and I met, and he was curious about it, or interested in it. So my grandma always told me that we were Russian German, and that's it. That's what I know. Not
very descriptive, but that's the way those generations were. They were here. They didn't have any interest in their genealogy because they just went by what they were told.
And one of the things that we did find is that on my side, my grandma's, we were able to go back pretty far. But on my grandpa's sides, I think we were able to go back to my great-grandpa's, and then we can't figure it out from there.
She's got more gaps than she has actual lines showing.
And my grandfather, one of my grandfathers, he spoke German pretty fluently, I believe. I was young, and I was young when he passed away, but I remember him talking German a lot. And so we don't have the answers to the questions that we have now.
I have quite a few on mine. I have a lot of mine that goes back as far as the 1300s. And I have one family line that was here during the founding of this country. 1636 was the first family member that sailed over here. So I've got quite a history on mine. I've got a good understanding. I took the Ancestry test from Ancestry.com years ago.
The DNA test,
right? The DNA, and they've upgraded it every so often with the more people that get in there. And so I have a lot more people that I'm related to that I didn't know about and whatnot. But I also wanted to do Chris's, but at the same time I wanted another test to kind of compare the two. So we went with 23andMe. My wife is trying to help. And if you go, you can see lots of example videos online, but this is 23andMe. It's really bright, sorry. So we're going to do 23andMe this morning. Like I said, I already have my Ancestry.com one done, but Chris's is on the way, so that when we have all of them together, we can sit down and compare everything together. 23andMe has more traits and stuff that are involved in it, and Ancestry is focused mainly on genetics and your history. but 23andMe does a little bit of that too. So we want to compare the two and see how close we can get to what we actually were told. Like my mother, she told me I was Swedish all my childhood and into my adult life. I was Swedish. Yeah. Your parents don't pass on the right information. There's so much more there to me from what I got from Ancestry.com. Norwegian is actually my primary. And I thought maybe it would be German because both sides have German in it. But in actuality, it's like third or fourth in my DNA structure. So it's really interesting how it comes out. So we're going to get started. I already did my 23andMe this morning, and Chris is going to do hers. She's going to take the way they do it. Ancestry.com swabs your mouth for like 3 minutes. With 23andMe, they give you a vial, and you spit into this vial up to a level. It's not as much as you think. It's maybe a half a teaspoon. And you put that in there, and then you put the cap over, and it busts some fluid into it, and you seal it and send it off. And that's it. So
it comes with this, I guess, this little book. I haven't opened up my box yet, so maybe I'll just open up my box. But
she refuses to show her spitting into the cup, which I find fascinating. That would be fun to watch.
No, it's not. That's just gross. But you guys we just wanted to share what we were doing. But one thing I wanted to say, if I'm wrong, you'll have to correct me. But, Tony and I actually grew up across the river from each other.
Never knew each other until our mid-30s.
Right. And then our families, when they lived in Odessa, right? Wasn't it in that area?
They
lived across the river from each other.
Right. 2 villages right next to each other. So our families have been following each other throughout history here. And they were originally from the Strasbourg, Baden areas of Germany, France, on the border. It's bizarre how our families have followed each other throughout history.
Yeah. So we're hoping that this will kind of maybe fill in.
I hope we're not cousins. Yeah. That would be weird. Things you don't think about until you're doing a test. So she's going to unbox. Again, go to Tony Trusty at Facebook and cast your vote for this lovely stash.
For me.
I prefer it to be down here. I cut it off last night and gave her the porn industry mustache for the day.
Alright. So it comes in this cute little box with another box.
And there will be another box. Because I've already done this, like I said.
So one of the requirements, the reason why we're doing this right now, is you can't eat or drink for 30 minutes before you do this spit in the vial.
You don't want any contaminants in your ridiculously large amount of saliva.
So that's why we decided to do it first thing this morning.
And when you start doing this, you're supposed to do it within 30 minutes where you mix the chemical that they have in there that you're supposed to mix it with and your saliva, so you don't want to take too much time doing it. I found it was easy. It's a half a teaspoon.
Okay, so it's 23andMe. So okay. Basically what it looks like. Stop!
No. Oh. See, that's why I'm trying to help you, because I've already been here. You don't need that. You will have this inside. There will be a little pouch that you will put the little vial in to send back. So you leave that there. And this is your tube. And you're going to see there's a barcode number. You put the barcode number into the computer so you can register your pack so it gets put back to you. So in the meantime, while she's spitting, I'm going to do that, enter her codes, ask her questions, because there's a bunch of questions that ask for what things are you likely to do, or what things are likely to happen to you health-wise and stuff like that. So they compare the DNA with the answers to your questions, and they give you the best insight into that. So she will do this. We will take a little cap here that's in here, reseal it after this chemical has been put in, and you just seal up the box and you send it back. It's already prepaid shipping.
Yeah, it's the prepaid stickers on the back of this box.
So that's it, and that's what we're doing today. And when 3 to 4 weeks go by and we get our results back, we'll do another one and tell you how it all came out.
All right. So if you're interested in that, it's a pretty simple process, it looks like.
It's not anywhere near as expensive as it used to be. It used to be like a $300 to $500 thing, and it's not anymore. It's under $100 if you want to do it. So,
you know, it's always nice to find out where you're from. So, anyway, happy Saturday, everybody. I'm going to go spit in a tube. Later.